Welcome back students. As in my previous two videos you have heard about the classification of the plants as that was the herbs, shrubs, climbers, creepers and the trees. In the second video I just show you about the different parts of the plant, that is the root that grow below the ground and the shoot that grow above the ground, and in that I show you different types of roots. What are they? Yes, that is the taproot and the fibrous root. And what next? The stem that provides the support and to the leaves and other parts and helps in the transport of the water and minerals and others to the plant and different parts of the plant. And here the third topic, that is the leaf. Very bit interesting, just focus on here. The plant structure, that is leaves. Leaves, what do you mean by leaf? You must understand the term. What do you mean by leaf? Because it is not like that, we read that we have seen that the leaf, this is just like that. No, but the leaves, these are the structures. What basically? This is a structure and produced on the stems. Okay, this is the structure produced on the stem and where photosynthesis primarily takes place. Okay, what happens over here? Photosynthesis primarily where it takes place in the leaves. Now, what are the functions of the leaves? So, here functions, these are the photosynthesis, then evapotranspiration. It's a new word for you, but I'll explain you what this means. Evaporation and transpiration. See, the loss of the water vapor from the stomata. Stomata, what is it? These are the tiny small pores which are present under the leaf surface, on the leaf surface, on the lower region of the leaf. These are the tiny pores. What is the name of the tiny pores present on the leaf? Stomata. And these moves the water and nutrients up from the roots. Evapotranspiration, this is the process which occurs and which helps in the movement of water and nutrients up from the root. Okay. Why I am saying this? Evapotranspiration helps the roots to transport the all water and minerals. Listen, I have just show you that the roots, they grow below the ground, and the roots, the root tip, root hairs, they all absorb the water minerals with the help of the roots and take it to the upward direction to the stem and different parts of the leaves. And you just correlated in evaporation and transpiration. What happened that time? When we process evaporation occurs, the liquid is converted into vapors. Transpiration, that is the loss of water by the plants, that is transpiration. So here when vapors are being converted from the liquid state, then there is a pull is generated. To that pull is upward direction. So that pull help in the movement of the water and nutrients from the roots to different parts. The small opening in the leaf, as I told, small opening in the leaf, that is stomata, they regulate the moisture. What is the function of stomata? They regulate the moisture because they open and close. Just like the security guard open and close the gate, main gate, and does not allow the unwanted things. If it keeps on open, then unnecessary or unwanted person will come inside. So, his same here over here, stomata, they helps in the gas exchange and temperature in the plant. These two things are performed by stomata. Used for the feed and fodder. Leaves, these are used as a feed. We are also eating the feed as a food, and even the animals are also eating the leaves as a food. Habitat for some organisms. If you have seen, this is a habitat. That means it is a region, even many of the insects and other organisms, they used to live on it. That is a habitat for organisms. They are used for the plant identification and used for asexual reproduction by cutting. Even if you can cut the part, even when leaf part are also being cut, and if you plant that leaf, it can be converted into different plant. So that is a part of asexual reproduction in which two are not required. From the part we can generate. Now the leaf, they are the broad as well as narrow. How I am saying this? Because in your surrounding you can see the broad leaves and the narrow leaves. The broad leaves, they look like this way. They are in the deciduous trees, trees with leaves, they have the wide blade. What is the blade? The outer part is known as the blade, and visible veins, the layers which are visible to you, that light green in color, these are known as the veins. Narrow leaves, as you can see, these leaves are narrow, they are needle-like scales, and they are slender and single and bundled. You can see over there single maybe, or maybe present in bundles or in groups. This is what the leaf is. We have seen the leaf, but we don't know the different parts. We must know the different parts. The blade which I was saying earlier, this region include the blade, this one. So blade constitute apex, that is pointed one, margin, the outer line, these veins, light lines, you can see the light lines visible on the leaf, these are known as veins, and middle part, this middle thick one, this is a midrib, and this base, this point is base, this is apex, the pointed one. So these 5 include the blade, these all constitute the blade region. Then the small stalk like structure, if you see over here, this is a petiole, and the leaf, light thin leaf like structure you see behind over here, that is known as a stipule. This is the structure of leaf, very important. The leaf, the different parts we studied, do you know what is the function of it? The blade, that is, you can see that is the broad flat part of the leaf, flat. What is the function? It collects the sunlight, sun's energy, for which process? Yes, exactly, photosynthesis. Photo means light, synthesis, that is the making. By using the light energy, they make their food by their own. And next is petiole. This you can see, this was the petiole. I'll show you the figure again. The petiole, that is a stem-like part of the leaf, and it turns the leaf towards the sun to trap the sunlight, to trap the energy. Node, I show you the leaf part where it is connected to the stem, that region is known as the node. You can see over, this is the node, this is the petiole, these are the veins, whole region is known as blade. So node, but the place where the petiole is attached to the stem, this is the petiole, and to the stem it is attached, this part is known as node. 4 things are needed for photosynthesis. What are the 4 things? As we studied in the previous chapters also, these 4 things are, let us recall again, like these are the sunlight that gives the plant energy, that is the important thing. Next is the chloroplast. Chloroplast, that is a green pigment, the green stuff where the chemical reaction takes place. This is known as a chlorophyll. Chlorophyll pigment that helps in the conversion of the sunlight energy into the chemical energy, that is to make the food for the plant. And here what else is needed? Water that travels up from the roots. Water is transported from the roots to the upward direction to the different parts of plant. And what else? 4th one is carbon dioxide that enters the leaf through the small holes on the underneath. The 2 surface you can see on the leaf part, one is the shiny upper bright green, and the lower part, that is the dull green color. That dull green color, you can see the underneath part, it constitutes the pores, tiny pores, that are stomata, helps in the exchange of gases. So 4 things, these are carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll for the photosynthesis. This is what I want to show you, the difference between photosynthesis and transpiration. You can see with the help of sunlight, the sun energy, solar energy trapped by the leaf. In leaf, chlorophyll is present, carbon dioxide and water from the environment, it is converting into sugar and the oxygen. Sugar here, that is carbohydrate, C6H12O6, that is the chemical formula. And here transpiration, this you can do the experiment. Take a potted plant, wrap it with the polythene, completely wrap it. What you will observe, just keep it in the sunshine. You will observe on the poly bag tiny small droplets of water. What this shows? That the water, in the presence of the sunlight, the water is converted into the vapors, that is loss of water by the plant, and that is collected on this poly bag. Okay, so this is the experiment for transpiration. Another experiment, if you want to check that food is being synthesized by the plant or not, what we have to do is that we know that leaves make the food for photosynthesis. There is one experiment. What we have to do, we just take the leaf part, clip it with the black paper, then keep it in the sunshine. After 2 hours, then test for the starch. Remove the black paper, you will see there's some difference between the leaf, and just test it with the iodine solution. The region which was exposed to sunlight, that synthesized the food, that means that will form the starch in the presence of sunlight, and that will give a blue black color with the iodine solution. But the region which was covered with the black paper, that does not synthesize the food for the plant, starch is not synthesized, and it will not give you any blue black color when you test with the iodine solution. This is the test for that leaves actually perform the photosynthesis, they make the food, that is starch. These are the leaves which we are eating as a food: spinach, lettuce and the cabbage. Next is venation. As I show you on the blade region, the veins are being present over there. These are actually linked with the roots also. That I will tell you in detail ahead. First of all, need to understand what is venation. The arrangement of the veins. What is it? That is arrangement of the veins in the lamina or the leaf blade. Leaf blade, as I show you the diagram, that is the leaf blade. On the leaf blade, the arrangement of the veins, that is known as venation of leaf. As you can see, this is the arrangement of the veins, and here also on the both the leaves, the veins looks different. So this is what is arrangement of veins on the lamina, that is venation of leaf. There are two different types. One is the reticulate, another one is parallel. Parallel means parallelly they move. So here you can see this is the parallel one and this is the reticulate, zigzag form. Here next is difference, very important. You can see the venation difference. Here reticulate venation, they are irregular. You can see no definite pattern. Without definite pattern it is present, and they are a network in the leaf. As you can see, this is a network, forming a network. Examples: people, mango and the rose. And here in the parallel venation, you can see arrangement is parallel. All are equally. They don't form the network, and this is basically present in banana, grass and bamboo. So this is what in case of the venation. Now this is very important topic. You must know that how the venation is linked with the roots. How it is. Now I am explaining you that this is a reticulate venation, this is parallel venation, and this reticulate venation is of dicot leaf. What does mean? It is of dicot leaf, and this is of monocot leaf. Now you will say that what is dicot and monocot? Let me explain you that dicot and monocot, as many of you have seen the seeds. This is a Bengal gram. This is a Bengal gram, and this is a maize. This is a maize seed. As you can see, this is a dicot. Why I am saying dicot? Because it can be converted into two cotyledons. Here you can see the two cotyledons are formed. How? When you open it, these two cords are there, cotyledons. Cotyledons means two leaves. But here it cannot be converted into two cords. It cannot be converted into two cotyledons. This is the seed I am telling you. These are the two types of seeds. These are the two types of seeds. Two types of seeds. One is dicot, one is monocot. This you will find in the Bengal gram, then chana you in local language you say, and this is a maize, and others also present even in the grass also. You can compare this. Now when you soak these seeds, what happened? I am relating it. Its root will be, one is the main, and further other branches will be there. Okay, this is the main root, and in this case in monocot, from one single point different roots are coming. That means this is a tap root and this is a fibrous root. This is the tap root, this is the fibrous root. And do you know the plant that will grow on it, the leaf of that plant will be? It will be like this way. That means what type of venation? Reticulate venation. Here it is, reticulate venation. But in case of fibrous, you will see, in case of grasses, if you observe, these are long and their venation is parallel venation. So here we can differentiate that venation depend in the roots also. This is what actually the origin. This is a Bengal gram, that is dicot, and this is a maize, that is a monocot. Because we need to understand it here, two cotyledons, two types of seeds, dicot and monocot. This is in Bengal gram, this is in maize, even in grass also. Now when we soak the seeds, then we can separate these two cotyledons. Cotyledon means leaf. We can separate these two leaves apart. But in case of maize, not two cotyledons are formed. No two cotyledons are formed. When we soak these in the soil, then roots of this monocot are fibrous and this of dicot is tap root, main root, and then further lateral roots are there. And its leaves are reticulate venation, network of venation is present on the leaf plate. But in case of in case of monocot, their venation is parallel. I think it is clear to you that the monocot and dicot seeds, what type of their leaves, what type of their roots are. So here it says that venation is linked to the roots also. So this is how the end of this video. Will meet you soon in our next video with some interesting fact, that is the flowers. The amazing fact, what is flower and what are the different parts of the flower. Thank you, meet you soon.